Hello everybody. Welcome back to the Hub Sports. Yeah, it's your boy Drex, Captain Drex in the building. Today we're gonna be talking about just to do a lot of dive to just do a cast back into the game between United and Bournemouth. While we also talk about the pre-game, more like a pre-game show between the Bayern Munich as we welcome Bayern Munich to Old Trafford tomorrow. Yeah, yeah, and also some other issues. Maybe talk about the refer Varane issue and as well as what we think is happening. Then talk about a few comments from Mark Tomini. But I won't be doing this alone by myself today. I've got my brother in the house today in the studio with me. Yes, he pulled up his nice B Mercedes Benz 550, G53. So yeah, just kidding right there. Right? So he's been on vacation. He's had time off his hands this period. So yeah, just pull up without wasting your time. I'm gonna bring Tesh into the building. Yo, what you saying, Tesh? What you saying?
I'm good. How's everyone doing? Everyone good?
Uh, I think everybody is beautiful. Everybody's having a good time. Everybody's having a swell time. Just a little bit of
Yes.
chaos in terms of the performance. Not really the performance, the result from the Saturday game. I know we haven't talked about it. You and I like to actually take a day off to think through and know exactly, just simmer down and see the game again. Maybe
Yeah,
um yeah see what exactly went wrong and try to talk about it. I don't like Sometimes I like to talk in the heat of the moment, and most times you and I like to like sit down, take it
yeah.
easy, and go
I
through it.
sometimes I wish we can probably record ourselves when we speak after
Yeah,
the match. Yeah, angry, the pigeon, the everything. If one can
yeah,
record
man.
that,
I know.
it's
Yeah, it's not nice, nice. It's
agree,
just be like, say, you go just like your emotions all over the place, right? Emotions all
I
over the place.
agree, I
Sometimes
agree,
you might say
and
things that you don't really like because of the letdown. And so, but when you take a day off and you dip it down, and actually, yeah, maybe during the course of your daily activity, some flashback comes in. You're like, okay, why did this person do it this way? Why did this person do it that way? So
I
that's
agree,
that's
I
how
agree,
I feel though. So
I agree,
so
I
so
agree, I agree.
Elijah, we let's see. We're starting the show, right? We're gonna talk briefly, maybe spend about 4 or 5 minutes about the game. What's your take on the game against
It's so funny. I don't want to be.
Bournemouth?
There's, there's what they call is this toxic positivity. Please, this is not toxic positivity. It's actually being positive. And it's a term that goes around X. It's called toxic
Yeah,
positivity. But no, though, in all
yeah,
seriousness,
yeah.
honestly, for me, right, we started the game well.
Hmm.
And while we're going through the stages right in the game, going through the stages in the game, I knew Bournemouth what they were going to score. But I was a bit upbeat. We're going to basically score more. I knew they were going to score because I know once they
Get it, cool. Yeah,
it's like a fence. They break through that midfield easily, and I feel like the defenders try to at least let's try to um, what do you call it, support
hmm,
and probably defend. But with the pace at which they are breaking,
hmm,
and not to the only support is basically Amrabat. So I
yeah,
saw them scoring, but in that I did not think we would not score.
yeah,
I thought probably
yeah.
game would end probably 3-1,
Mm.
3-2, or 4. But I knew they were going to score based on how we're playing. I thought we played well until they
Hmm,
scored
hmm.
though. Even after they scored, I thought we played well. I think honestly that game, people were very angry, and I was
Yeah.
angry as well. But I think they actually played as in they did the running. That's why honestly I find it difficult trying to criticize a player. So I'm looking at the manager that for that game. Honestly, I'll lie to you. I'm actually looking at Eric Ten Hag. I'm not Eric Ten Hag out. I'm looking at Eric Ten Hag. Is it that he doesn't have the
Hmm.
players in place to play what he wants to
Yeah.
play? Because to me, it's like the energy was there, everyone was bombing, as in the vibe was there, right? But
Hmm.
I think after we conceded
Yeah.
and we failed to score in the first half. If it was scored in the first half, probably that would have probably
Yeah.
scored something up, but we failed to score. So honestly, that game,
Yeah.
I was just weak. Like the ball, they ran. Okay, at some point they were wrong decisions that are being made. And a typical example was Dalot not scoring the ball to Hoyland. That would have changed the game. And also Tenag not managing the
Yeah.
game, right, based on how the opposition is playing. So that's my only thing, that's my only concern. But I think in terms of people say the boys didn't give everything. But I think they did though. Might probably be the wrong players or the wrong uh, kind of players for the system the manager wants to play.
Okay. So in my own analysis take on the game, like you rightly said, not something about false positivity, right? It's not really much of false positivity. It's me just saying that we weren't clinical when it came to we weren't clinical when it we weren't clinical when it came to taking our chances, right? These guys they had what? I'm gonna pull up the stats so we'd see.
Okay.
Yeah, these guys they had about what 4 shots on target, right?
Yes. It
Yeah.
reminds me of which game? It reminds me of a game we played where we had all our shots on target. We scored.
Yeah, so we need to take we need to be more clinical because let me see. Let me just see if I can pull this up.
Okay. I see.
Can you see my screen?
I can see for sure. I can see.
Okay, so they had 4 shots on target, right? We had 3. We had 4 on off. They had 4. We had 13 blocked shots.
Yes.
They had just 2.
Yeah.
Possession corner kicks were in our favor.
Honestly, when I see the stats, right, you could tell from here again. If you probably go back shot on target and probably a 4 shot off, right, probably say, okay, we didn't do our job well. I think what Bournemouth did correctly was they basically. So what I think Bournemouth did here, they basically, from my own perspective, looking at the game right now, they actually countered us. Because if you're looking at shot on target, shot of target, fine, we're almost equal, right? If you're looking at block shot, that tells you right there was as in they were basically putting their body on the line, which probably you'd have seen in most occasions, right, during the game. I think the energy was there. We had possession. One thing I would say though, we on tight corners, on small or like on tight spaces where we find it difficult to create spaces. I think that's something we need to work on. We need to be more what they called diligent. We need to what they call be able to take care of the ball. We need to be more clinical as well, right? Those tight corners, we're being able to walk the ball in triangles, mainly in the opposition's defense. I don't think we've been able to do that, right. This is not even last season since Eric Tenak came. So that's why you see those block shots is we trying to force the issue. I don't think we should be forcing the issue. We should probably be making intricate passes to what it calls to be the opposition. But for me though, like
No, but
this game, go ahead.
no, I see when we say I kind of understand when you say we shouldn't be forcing it when we play the as a result of those block shots, right? But
Mhm.
the way those guys set up, right? I feel like our manager should have done better because the way the guys set up is set up in such a way that our wingers, be it right wing or the left wing, were
Yeah.
always had somebody like always had 3, if 2 minimum of 2, but they always had an
Yes.
extra body 3 to actually mark them out. So when we
Okay.
were attacking or where they were defending with more for like a 6 man behind the ball. They had 6 on the line. The back four were a little bit were more closer to compact to each other, closer to each other. Then the wingers would drop in, right? Then their center defensive midfielders were always. So it was a disciplined or well drilled defensive shape
Yeah,
when they
I
were
think it
defending.
was a well drilled after Gregory. It was a well drilled defensive shape.
So
One thing you could see again. Sorry, go ahead.
So when they counter, because we were trying to break them down. So when they countered us, right? Imagine Reglion and Dalot are already in, trying to like go on the overlap of support. So when they get the ball and they counter, right? It's felt like every time they counter, every time they came to our 18 yard, it felt like they were going to score because they were more their chances. We were trying to take their chances. We were more clinical with their chances, right? So imagine,
Yeah.
but the thing is, the goals we conceded, even the corner kick that led to the third goal, were all errors made by us. The first goal, Bruno should have sent that ball way in, not into the midfield. I rather have him send it to the wings or cross field, right? But he gave it to a McTominay in the first place who doesn't know how to take a ball down from the air. McTominay
Yeah.
likes to give people ball on the air. The ball is on the floor. McTominay wants to give them and raise it back to them in the air, right? That ball, he was giving it to McTominay, whose positioning was off, such that by the time
Okay.
he tries to you, you, the ball is on the air coming to you. You know the ball is not going to get to your chest. How about you just put your body in front of the defender? How about you do that? Put your body in front of the attacker so that if he wants to go through, he goes to you and that's a foul. But no, he tries to use his leg, couldn't get it, right? Because he didn't want to foul the player, which in my opinion should have fouled the player.
Mhm.
It's only a year because he ended up didn't get a yellow card. Foul the
Yeah.
player, then no, that was not the case. That guy intercepted the ball. The ball was rolling. Amrabat stood for like a few seconds. I wouldn't say a few seconds. Amrabat stood for like 2 seconds. 1, 2. He stood. That guy passed him with the ball. The ball and that guy just went. So by the time that guy was already ahead of him, Amrabat was expecting the left back or whoever was at the left back position, Bruno, somebody to cover. But that he just. But by the time he realized there was no cover, it was already too late. Immediately I saw that play, I was like, this is a goal. Except immediately I saw it, I'm like, you can't be doing this. You can't be doing, and eventually led to a goal. I was like, oh no, not this. The second ball, I don't know what Luke Shaw was trying to do to the same thing from the left back position, the left center back position. Luke Shaw tried to lob a ball to Amrabat that was in a position that even if he gets the ball or he got the ball,
Mhm.
he would have lost it as a result of a press or as a result of a charge from the opposition.
Yeah.
I don't know what you were doing. Why play it into that center? Why don't take it out to the wing? Another error now led to a goal. By the time they put it to the left, Luke Shaw was actually looking at his man. He saw the man. That's what he scanned and saw the man, but still decided to go towards Harry Maguire. I'm like, why are you doing that? That's the man. That's the free. Even if you're going to go towards Harry Maguire, how about you set a trap and the offside trap? Keep the line. No, he didn't. The
But
third
if you
goal,
look,
they should have just cleared the ball out. I don't know how they put it, and it ended up being a corner. I'm like, so all
I
three
think,
goals, right? All three
yeah.
goals were our mistake, were
Avoid.
our fault, were
But
should have been avoided.
even for me, even without those mistakes, right? Even without the mistakes,
Mm,
right? You're likely to make those mistakes. So, for example, see the stats here. They had 12 counter attacks. 12. 12
mm.
counter attacks. To me,
Meaning
that's
you were
that's already that's already danger.
no, no. When you 12, yeah, that's danger in itself. But
Because
when you
because
say 12
because
counter
because
attack, means that
because
you were in their half pressing them.
yes,
You were piling
meaning
the pressure.
meaning
We're piling
we
up
are
the
we are
pressure.
we are pressing now. If they keep on having this counter attacks, right? And honestly, we know our defense. It's not Varane. It's not Martinez, right? It's Maguire who has been. I can't even fault him for what they called for that game. If you're
I
having
couldn't even fault
12,
him for any of the goals.
if you're having 12 counters, then I think the midfield would need an extra support because then you're pushing McTominay. You're having McTominay and Bruno way too up. And if you're having counters, right, you expect one man, who to be then
No, that's
is useless because why you're expecting one
no,
man.
that's
I'm about to
no
basically.
because no, but if you look at the way he set up his team, he wants his fullback to actually go inverted, so kind of be the extra body in the midfield.
No,
So he
hold on.
can't
Okay,
catch.
so
You can't be
so you're saying,
catching both the left back and the right back off because if the counter attack is coming from the left, the right back is supposed to somebody's supposed to go in the middle to support Amrabat, right?
hmm?
If it's not McTominay, so one of the fullback has to take the position of going to if you see one of the things I think is still wrong with go ahead.
honest for me, right? When the
Mm,
game started, they were to me. I felt the defense was already shaky, right?
mm-hmm,
With how we're playing, right? So I felt it was
mm-hmm.
already shaky. Now, if you're saying okay, you're using your inverted your wing back basically are
But
going to
the fullback,
support
yeah.
the fullback, going to support what they call the midfield.
Mm-hmm.
Once we lose that ball, right?
Yeah.
Two things, right? They're going what they call they're going down
To
the
the
wing. If you
wing.
see the first goal was from the wings. I think even the second goal, the first goal was from everyone was looking okay who is doing what.
Now
Then they
le-
crossed
the second goal is a ball. It's a that second goal, right?
hmm?
I put it on two players. In fact,
I
three
think though
players.
I
Luke
think for me
Shaw,
the game. Look
I will
for
tell
who?
you, Luke Shaw, Dalot that couldn't just go closer to the man to actually stop the man. See, I think United one problem United have is they give the opponent time to cross the ball. That ball that guy crossed that the attacker nodded ahead of Luke Shaw, right? That
Mhm.
ball they shouldn't have allowed that ball. Dalot was just looking. I can't wait for somebody like honestly, right? People, if I say about talk about it, they say, okay, I have a Dalot. I don't. Dalot is not to me. It's not.
I'll tell you one thing. If Dalot goes to a team that is structured properly, Dalot will be an excellent player. And I think people think Dalot is not good, but for a right back, because honestly, when you look at it, if even if Cancelo comes to United, he will struggle. But he's world class right back and
I'm,
left back, right?
I'm not.
So for
I'm
me,
not.
I feel like uh,
Decisions making. They
that's what
don't.
I'm saying that the coach as a person, are you not
Mm,
telling this? Because imagine then on Ferguson's time, right? That's why I say this thing again. I look at the coach a lot, not the players.
mm,
Can't decision make is like, okay, for example, fullback, right back, everyone. Your target is a striker. Why does
mm-hmm.
everyone think they can score?
No, I'm
Why do
not talking
people think
about. I'm not talking about going to. I'm not talking about. I'm not talking about attacking player. I'm not talking
yeah?
about attacking player. I'm talking about blocking a cross. So a coach should tell you. So okay. Let me put this to you now. Now your
Mm,
coach brings out the blueprints, the plan of the game, right? Brings
mhm,
out the plan of the game, explain it to you, right? Let's not even go to football. Let's bring it to back to work up like our daily everyday life.
mhm,
A manager comes to you, your manager or your manager in a team comes to you and say, "You guys, we have a project to execute. This is the plan, right? Everybody read the plan and tell me what you think, or everybody read the plan and this is my idea. This is what I think from the plan. This is how we're going to execute the plan." Now, you draw a plan based on what? Did you draw a plan based on the the inefficacies of the did you draw the plan with the mindset of your team members can actually execute that plan? Did you draw that plan?
yes,
Why did they go
yes,
to
yes.
school? Why did they actually acquire the basic
No.
let me
So
finish. Why did they acquire
okay.
the basic knowledge to be in a firm like that, such that when the manager comes with a plan, everybody tends to have an idea, even if it's not their idea. Everybody tends to have an idea to some degree, not the whole, because the manager, whoever is building the project has the whole thing in his mind, but he needs people to actually help him execute it. Now he actually gets people in his team that he thinks they can help him, and everybody contributes their quota. Now, if something is
Yeah.
faulty in the plan, it's left it, and the manager is not seeing it, or whoever has that project is not seeing it. It is left for a few persons to say, "Boss, yo, I think what do you think about this thing? Because was it part of your idea? Was it part of your thinking when you were drawing out this project or this plan?" That is where your own intelligence, that is where your own capability and ability comes into play. Now, bring that back to football. You can't tell me that the guy is about to cross the ball, then you're standing and looking at him and hoping that the cross doesn't meet his target just because you think it's not in the manager's plans. That's when I say most of our players are not intelligent, right? These are the few things I'm talking about. I'm not even talking
Okay,
about
so
going forward
okay,
as a
okay,
defender. I
so
don't if he wants to be
be-
part of his attribute, fine.
so
I'm not
so
just calling
honestly,
him
I
out.
know,
Oh.
I
I'm
know, I
calling
know,
him
I know, I
calling
know.
every because Luke Shaw actually
I,
saw the player and decided to
no,
go to Harry
no, I
Maguire.
know. I just want to give that because I want to bring it because to me, I can go back to the manager. For we know the reason if Ten Hag wants to play a defensive game, he knows who to play,
Mm-hmm.
right? So Ten Hag knows the deficiencies of what they call of that player. So as a manager, you know your deficiencies of your team, so then you play on their strength, right?
Mm-hmm.
If you think that that member can do it, right, based on different scenarios, you can use a different person for that what they call particular project. Now with Dalot, we all know, and again, Trent, I can't compare with Trent because Trent is like 100, Dalot is 40. But Trent's manager knows Trent is not good at what they call defending, but knows what it gives upfront. Dalot for Mira as a defender is not the best. But based on the reason why Eric Ten Hag likes Dalot is based on how Eric Ten Hag wants to play, which is basically playing up front, as in on the front foot. You can score 2, I will score 4. You can score 3, I'll score 5. Now, when you're playing such a game, you have to it has to be specific instructions. I remember when Pep was saying, I don't know if you watched the Pep video when Pep said, he was telling his players, you always need to come for the ball. If a player doesn't come for the ball, then he has a problem with that player. That's not an ability thing. That's basically an instruction on how the coach wants his players to basically act on the pitch. Now, as a coach, you tell these players, right, your aim is not to score. Your aim is to provide. Dalot on that ball, right? He looked twice. 1, 2, to see who was there. He saw Hoyland. If you saw Hoyland, if it's built in you or if the instruction is already passed to you saying Dalot, that is the man you should be passing the ball to, right? With that instruction, Dalot would pass the ball. I remember in the past, right, Arsene Wenger would tell his players, do not shoot from outside. If they shoot, it's a problem because tell them you have to walk the ball. And everyone started and walking. So it's the instruction. A player can be good. It's
So
like
are you telling me now that to the best of your knowledge, you think Ten Hag is telling this player shoot on sight?
I'm saying that Ted now is not giving this player specific instructions, and that's what I'm saying.
Then
And
what?
even to
How
Rashford,
wait, yeah, how as an intern as a professional footballer, right?
yeah.
The basics of my angles are tight, pass it to the attacker. Why would I need my coach to give me that instruction? Bearing in mind, listen to me now, bearing in mind that we are a goal or 2 down. Why will I take the angle is against me, right? Why don't I give it to the guy with the better angle? So how will why should I need that? So if my manager is not giving me that instruction as a professional footballer, now, good thing you brought Trent Alexander-Arnold. If Arnold was in that position, would he feed it to a striker or not?
He will feed it to a striker.
Does he need his coach to tell him that one?
The coach would have told him that, yes.
Okay. Do you think our coach haven't told them? So as we are going to the match every day, the coach will be like, yeah, guys, feed your striker. Guys, you don't need to say it every time.
Hold on. Do you know how long it will till now? Rashford shoots from different angles.
Yo,
McTominay,
take the horse to the
sorry. No, there was a ball McTominay had, right? That the people were open. All he was thinking of, I want to shoot this ball and score a goal.
That
To me,
because in
no,
Manchester United, it's not the coach.
yes,
Oh. In Manchester United, everybody
yes.
wants to be a brand. Everybody knows that if I be the
You know,
hero.
thank you. You've gotten to where I'm actually going to.
So,
That's
but the
where
truth
I'm going
is,
to.
no, but the truth is, it's not the manager that's instructing them to
No,
do that.
the manager. Hold on. See, if I come in as a coach now to a place where I say, okay, I'll tell everyone
Mm.
straight up. Your
Mhm.
brand sits outside or sits at home with you. In this
Then
place,
okay,
every
good.
man is equal.
I love that. Every man is
In this place,
equal.
every man is equal. So to
It take a
me,
cou-
on the pitch, right?
it takes a couple of for United players. It takes a couple of L's, 3 4 L's, right? It takes
Mhm.
a couple of L's for them to throw
Mhm.
your instruction into the garbage and feel like you are not worthy to actually talk
The-
to them.
no, then that's where I'm seeing Ten Hag, right? Because I and that's where you're correct. Because Ten Hag has come out saying the players are not taking my instructions. Now I'm hoping.
First, no, don't stay add the other one where it says that his players have the mentality of an eggshell.
I agree. So I'm
So
saying.
how do you
So
rock the boat at the
no,
same time steady?
that's what I'm saying, right? So like Cristiano Ronaldo made this comment. It's like a Picasso. Is it a Picasso? You have to bring it down before you build again. The manager should be telling the
Okay, but the truth,
sorry,
okay, no.
yeah.
The manager is not the manager is not the one to break it down. The manager is part of the Picasso. Is the owner of the artwork that is supposed to
Mhm.
break it down, scatter that thing, and say, you know what, this is trash. Put it out in the garbage. Get me a new canvas, a new brush, a new
Okay, so
paint.
okay, so
Let me start.
okay. I want to ask a question now before we've taken this too long. One last point, right? The manager, as I say, the manager again. I'm not Eric Ten Hag, but I'm saying it, I'm just calling out his
Mhm,
phrases here. The manager, okay. Why do you think?
mhm.
Why do you think that Scott McTominay, right, is a midfielder that you should be playing week in, week out?
Okay,
What that's one.
if you ask that question, you and I are in the same. We share the same concern as to why is Scott McTominay starting week in week out, because I don't see,
Yes.
other than the odd goals he score after every 3 4 games.
You see,
Other
that's
than
to
that,
me, that's
I don't see anything.
so let me tell you,
And that in itself
let me
is not something I can work with.
let me say for example, because what you're doing with Scott McTominay, what he's doing with Scott McTominay, I'll tell you for sure what he's doing. You're actually gambling. He's gambling because there's not a direct, because you are okay.
I would,
He might score. He might score one or two
because
goals
that you're right. That's
he's
that
actually
is right.
gambling.
That is what you are right by saying he's, because I've asked the question several times and nobody seems to be answering. Like, now, McTominay has scored 2 goals against Chelsea, right? Now there was an opportunity where he could have played somebody on. He tried to shoot and his shots got blocked. Now Bournemouth has come. Let's see if he's going to score a goal against Liverpool or Bayern, right? Because he has this thing where he scores goal, maybe a goal or 2 important goals. Then he's going to wait another 3 4 games before he gets another one.
Hold on. Do you know what he does now? In every game, he's trying to score so he can play the next game. Come on, and to me, you are affecting the team because you are basically trying to get in the, because the only way he gets in the next game is if he scores. Okay, I must score because why you're making it difficult for the manager. But the manager should know that, as in, regardless, this as in, it's not a
That
sustainable
that's my
solution. Sorry, go ahead.
that's my own bone with the manager. That's
Yeah.
my own thing with the manager. Like, Scott McTominay is not a starter. Scott McTominay comes from the bench, irrespective of what he thinks or what he comes from the bench. If he wants to leave the club, he should leave the club. I don't rate him. And for any manager that rates Scott McTominay, they're on their own. If they get the axe, I'm not gonna be and
On,
I don't
on,
pity for them.
honestly,
I didn't.
when I look at the mentality of Ten Hag currently and how he's managing the team, I lost a bit of what they call confidence in him, because I felt like, before, like I was like, this guy, but I felt like, now you're basically trying to, as in, to grind results. No, you have to do what is right.
No,
You cannot be
I get you, but doing what is right, the time has passed because they were supposed to fix a few things for him in the window, which
no
they
that
didn't do.
that I agree. I agree. I
So
agree.
so
That I agree.
now we're in the season, we can't sell players. The window closed. We can't sell players. You have to make do. The L's were coming, so you have to try to get some W's to cancel that, right? And get the confidence, because W's breeds confidence, whether we like it or not, irrespective of your style of play. Whether
Yeah.
you do a smash and grab, as long as you're getting your W's, it breeds confidence, and by so doing, players get relaxed. They're not on the edge, and maybe they tend to take on your instruction, right? But else, on the other hand, does not. Health just drains everybody's confidence and trust. That's how it works, right? So
Yeah.
I'm not even talking about style. This people were saying style of play. The same style of play he did against
No,
Everton. We
funny
won
enough, he
three
has
nil.
he
Chelsea,
has
we
yeah,
won.
yeah.
Galatasaray, we're unlucky to draw that game. If not for Onana, that we should have won that game. If not for Onana, that actually did what he did. Then what should we call it? Chelsea, we won, like I said. The same type of play we played against Bournemouth. I'm like, okay, now you're seeing that a team that is more clinical in front of goal has actually um punished you for those errors that your players keep making week in, week
In previous
out.
games, yeah. Yes. Because even
Week in, week out. They keep making the same
the Chelsea game were beaten lucky.
week in,
Everton
week.
were
No.
also a bit
Chelsea.
lucky.
No. See, Everton were not a bit lucky. Everton, we won 3-0 because that's the same Everton that people are struggling to go beat. That's the same Everton. I'm not saying Everton is a good side. I'm just saying that when people say we're lucky, I'm saying no. Everton
No,
had
I'm not saying
every
I'm not
motive.
saying
Everton
I'm
had
not
the
saying we're lucky, because Everton actually lost their chances. So sorry, Everton lost their chances in
that
that
game.
match.
That game. If you want to actually put that game into context, actually, it should have been maybe 5-3 or 6-3 in our favor.
Uh-huh. Yeah,
So
possibly.
because
Yeah.
I'm just saying that now a team was more clinical than us on the weekend, and they took their chances. We know, because we had players that were trying to do the were trying to be the hero as to playing for the team. Garnacho was one of them. Dalot was one of them. McTominay was one of them, right?
Mhm. Yeah.
Bruno
Yep.
too was one of them. So when you have about 5 players trying to be the hero of a team as to actually making the team work, then you
No,
get such
as in,
results.
I agree. I agree. But for me, one thing I would say with Eric Ten Hag, though, that play is actually the way he's playing. That's how he wants to play, and I would say continue to persist and continue with that.
I gave the
Where,
fourth for. Go ahead.
no, where why I see he needs to strengthen is basically how do we react to when we lose the ball. I think that's where we need to strengthen. How do we react, and how do we cover? How do we manage those situations?
You
How do we
don't have.
prevent the XGs?
Okay, you have the kind of players he has now, right? Now
Mhm.
let's dip it down. Onana is his player. Um, Dalot, Maguire, Luke Shaw, not his player. Even Reguilon was a makeshift. Good. Amrabat
Yep.
is player, right?
Yep.
Bruno, McTominay, not his player. Marshall, not his player,
Yeah.
right? Anthony, his player. Garnacho, he brought in, right? Now,
Yep.
when you have the core of your team as those ones that actually like to suck the pressure, like and hit on the counter, right? Counter attacking players. It will take a long time to actually change their mindset
Mentality,
into
build the
a
confidence.
more into a more possession based. Now, for some of the players we have, it will not go, it will never ever work. They say
Uh,
actually they say actually nothing is absolute, nothing is certain, but this
yeah,
one is
it won't
certain.
work.
There are things that will never your tax. They say you file your taxes, right?
Mhm. Mhm.
Debt, and the fact that some of Manchester United players will never change to be a possession based kind of play. They lack the intelligence. They lack the ability. Like how do you How do you
And
know that your team is down, right? You have a chance. You played a very nice, intricate ball with Anthony, and you one defender in front of you, and your attacker is right there, right? All you needed to do, if you can't even, the angle is already against you. First post, you're trying to go first post instead of the second one. Now you even try to go first post, the angle is against you. You had a defender that was already running, hoping, was already thinking you were going to shoot. How about you feint that guy? How about you fade that guy? Fading that guy puts that defender out of the equation. The one that's supposed to come cover for cover Hoyland, he just stays in his position because now he doesn't know what you want to do, whether you want to pass or you want to shoot. You fade, you give it to Anthony, to Rasmus. Let him do the rest. If he fluff his line, that's on him. But you taking that shot, the thing is, I've seen the likes of, I've seen this EPL, the likes of Bernardo Silva, the likes of Saka, Bukayo Saka, the likes of Mo Salah, even Trent Arnold, right? Alexander Arnold. There are some play, even as far as Pedro Porro of Tottenham. There are some play that we get in that 18-yard box. They would make swift and quick decisions that would favor the team, not them. Dalot should ask himself, when was the last time he scored a goal? That's the thing you should be asking yourself. If it was a Rashford or
honestly, to me, Dalot shouldn't be taking off goals at all. He should be thinking of assists.
That's because that's what the fans, when you have a section of the fans that are singing your praise, that section of fans actually as a whole looking at the team holistically, that's what happens. You get into your head and you feel like, okay,
don't you look at like Tottenham?
They don't.
No one talks about who they talk about Son who scores the goals, but like even look at Pedro Porro. The is this second or the is it the second or the third goal he gave to Richarlison? It's like, I said, don't they see? Because to me, it's like when I'm watching football, I don't really care about if while I hate who scores, but we know that there are people that are actually providing you the chances to actually do that.
In United, is all about hero ball. Yo, let's not waste further time on this one. Let's just quickly.
We've gone way.
Let's just quickly let's just quickly go into any news. I know you were talking about the Varane issue and the
yeah.
We already spoke about the McTominay. I don't know what else you wanted to talk something about McTominay, because I know the McTominay issue was the fact that he's not a starter.
No, McTominay should not miss. I think Ten Hag should evaluate situations. Ten Hag needs to take risk because, again, let me tell you one thing. If he drops, imagine if he had dropped McTominay in that match and we had lost, it would have been, he dropped McTominay. Thankfully, McTominay played. So good. So okay, we know it's not
the truth. I don't know why Ten Hag doesn't want. If you're going to be playing that kind of risk, right? Why don't you just give
if he's taking risk, right?
Van der Beek the chance.
Honestly, for me, I would not lie to you. As in, I know all United fans are saying Van der Beek is gone, but for me, right? For me, and people say, Ten Hag says nothing in him. No, I'm telling you, Ten Hag is basically playing a survivor game right now. Ten Hag thought he would have built a system by now. And also, lastly, Ten Hag, I don't think it sits right. It sits well with him when Van der Beek is pushing. And Van der Beek offered himself to Barcelona recently, right? So I think it doesn't sit right with knowing that this guy doesn't really see a future here. But I think that's why he's not playing. But to be honest, I don't blame Van der Beek. He has been in this situation for a while, so that's fine.
Let me just state it here.
I think
let me state it here now, right? I don't care if Ten Hag gets sacked. He doesn't fill me with confidence. Playing the likes of Scott McTominay over a player that you know. See, if you want to even if you want to do something, if you playing the likes of Scott McTominay over a player that you know, that you nurtured to be
the first part, right? You're playing a kind of game. What's playing is basically a game that suits him, where you don't want to lose possession at the other end, and that's how he plays. He would not lose possession. So actually for me, I went to Ten Hag came, is meticulous. You seem like you're in school. You see school
No,
that
that
like the
it's
way
all to me. That's why when people, it's all a facade,
was
man.
it
It's
actually I was thinking one thing I said, was that all if I said like look intelligent, brilliant, like he's into detail. Let's see what he does. Like, is this Ten Hag? Like as honestly, I felt
it tries to be strict, but only would succumb because you see, if not for fans that were booing. You remember fans booed when he took off Oiland in the I think the second game of the season. Booed
yeah,
then
Everton. Yeah.
when he was taking off Rashford, everybody was sharing, right? So I'm like, you don't have to wait for the fans to tell you that for you. It's like if it feels like Ten Hag don't know his players.
Honestly,
He doesn't know them,
one thing
and
someone made an excellent comment. He said Scott McTominay is a Fellaini. Offers nothing to the team,
you
but just offers you the kind of a threat,
know
chance of goals.
even Fallen is even better because Fallen can actually bring the ball down with his chest. Finally,
Yeah, I
if
agree.
he was Fallen, that guy wouldn't intercept that ball without Fallen bringing him down or without Fallen being in front of the ball for the attacker to knock him down and get a foul. So it's not
I want to
Fallen is better
I
than
want to
him.
I want to ask you a question though. A question. You see, I think Ten Hag, I think there's something wrong there in that United team.
The
Against
truth is,
Barcelona,
mm,
Ten Hag played Vegas at
mhm,
a 10, and Vegas played well.
yeah, yeah.
How is that different from Donny Van der Beek?
I think that
Honestly, I'm shocked.
so it's just a case of I feel like he doesn't know what his players his best 11 are. He doesn't even have understanding of his players, right? Now people can blame it on the injury, right? But when you have players that can actually execute your game plan better than what you have, then you should go for it.
Do you know
You haven't given Donny van der Beek a
a
game,
second?
let alone a run of games like you've given McTominay, and which we all know. It's like yes, like you're trying to tell us that our judgment or our knowledge of McTominay for the
It's
past
wrong.
5 years is wrong. You
Uh,
want to prove a point with McTominay, but guess what? You cannot prove a point with McTominay.
And
You
and
can't prove a point with Rashford. You can't prove a point with Marshall. We know these guys. Even so it's people we know. You can't for me say to me you can't even prove a point. Luke Shaw has his off and he has more off days than on.
and
So these
sorry,
players needs to go.
it's so funny, right? And I'm not saying bring Fred back. I'll prefer Fred to McTominay in that midfield.
But no, everybody said it last season though. We all said it
I
when
prefer
there
Fred
was
to McTominay in that midfield.
when it was Ericsson and Fred. Everybody saw it.
Yeah,
We're like, whoa, okay.
as in
We
because me
only the only
like
thing we were complaining about was the fact that Fred could not play a good pass, and sometimes his first touch let him down. So that was the only thing. But Fred is 10 times better than McTominay. That one for sure. Like I've said, let's just move over. The manager, if he
yeah.
gets himself sacked, right, by
Honestly,
playing
honestly,
McTominay week
honestly,
in week,
honestly,
I don't
for
care.
me,
At this point in time, I
for,
don't care if he keeps his job
for,
and does well and take us to
for
winning
me,
a title. I don't care as well.
as a owner, if I'm an owner of United, right? From seeing from here, I don't know what's happening in there. Seeing from outside, because a lot might be happening in the background. Ten Hag is playing politics, and you cannot win when you don't even have a strong base. You can't win like this. For you to play politics,
See, like I,
you already have to be on a certain pedestal. He's playing politics. That's what he's doing right now. And to me,
I'm
you
not
cannot
in.
win like this.
I'm not Tenag in. I'm not Tenag out. I just don't care. Just whatever
No,
you.
my own is we just need if the owners come and say Ten Hag, right? Tell me the truth. What is
Yeah,
going
you're
on?
going.
What is
No,
going on? Like
if the new
what is going
owners
on? Like
or
tell me, like, as in I see you making decisions that for me I would not make. Like
that are
marking the
detrimental to the team.
exactly like the directors. Okay, ask him why do you think McTominay is scoring a goal, right? deserves to him to be in the game week in week out. When he offers nothing to the midfield, then automatically you are playing you're actually gambling in that you're saying, okay, I'm just hoping that the opponent don't score within this don't score, I will score. You're actually gambling because we know offers that midfield is zero. Why are you doing it? As in, can't you create a system that basically gives you a goal that depend on an individual player?
That's what he's
That's
doing.
my
He's trying to work a system that would suit some players that we know are not good enough. 5 years, 4 or 5 years, we've seen McTominay, and we've come to the conclusion and say McTominay is not good enough for us.
100%.
So I don't know what point he's trying to prove. I don't know what point, but he would find it if he doesn't issue if he doesn't play, it's gonna learn the hard way. If he keeps playing,
You'll, you'll
if he keep
learn.
playing, it's gonna
Don't
learn
play,
the
don't
hard
play.
way. It's gonna
You'll
learn the
learn.
hard way, as the
I
very
agree.
dark
I
man would
agree.
as the very dark man would say, don't play. You're gonna
Don't play. You'll
learn,
learn.
and you will learn the hard way. He's
The
gonna
hard way.
learn the hard way. Good. So let's go on to the Varane issue. What do you
No,
because the other report came out
very quickly
to
for me
say
is
he
that
was in.
I think there's basically a disagreement between Eman and Ten Hag, and what they call and apparently Varane might have overstepped, right, in terms of, okay, well, you know what, when that thing happened where, okay, he picked Evans over him, probably might have overstepped, but as a manager, right, it should be able to what they call address these things, right? So Varane is not someone that causes issues. You should be able. So I don't know how you're thinking or what you're thinking, right? Even look at the last match, right? It doesn't
Mm-hmm.
make sense.
Mm-hmm.
Varane on the bench, you're bringing in Evans. Let's so as it for if Ten Hag thinks Evans is better than Varane, something's wrong with Ten Hag now. If Ten Hag thought, and that's what he did, that Rashford will give us goal as opposed to Ronaldo. Let me kick Ronaldo out. Come on now. You know, he made the same mistake when Casemiro came in. He was playing McTominay. Like, to me, it's like he's making certain decisions that basically don't make
Bro,
sense. So
I
far,
said it. I said it. I said it a few seconds or a few minutes ago. I said this guy does not know his team, does not know his players. He's trying to show to us that he's like a macho man, right? But he's not. He's gonna fall on his own sword. And bro, what
for me,
sad. I don't
play
like it.
the best players.
I don't want him. I don't want him to. I actually would give him his 3 years contract time, but if he falls on his own sword anytime soon, so be it, man. I've come to the point where I'm indifferent, right? I don't care what he does
No,
because you can't keep
honestly,
sabotaging. You can't keep sabotaging your team week in week out and expect people to be behind you. Now, I'm not saying
except
I'm not behind him. No, no,
yeah,
no. So see, if we know, let's not do accept.
mm,
Let's not do accept. There's nothing about accept, right? If you have
yes,
an
yeah,
issue with a player, you call the player into your office and you
you
deal
address
with
it.
it, and you tell him tomorrow. Now, okay, if you want to say accept, Marshall the other day against who were we playing, that Marshall was throwing his hands in the air and was trying to be unruly, right?
Newcastle.
In my in my opinion, he was trying to be unruly, but
Yep.
you gave him the next game.
Yeah.
So what is it? What are
It's
you trying to? What message are you trying to pass?
thank you. Thank you.
You gave him the
Thank
next
you.
game. So if you're telling me Varane actually made a comment which nobody saw, we all saw this
Yeah.
one. Nobody saw the Varane's own. Then people shouldn't be making out
Because
things
probably
out of nothing.
Varane might have said he believes he's better than Evans and he wants to prove to Varane Evans better than you. To me, that is stupid as a manager.
No,
It's
I don't say
stupid.
it's stupid, right? No, I
It's
don't say
honestly
it's
to me stupid.
stupid. I no. Let me say it's his choice. It's a choice thing, and to every choice there's a consequence. So when the
I agree.
consequence come, that's why on Twitter I stop backing him. I stop trying to comment or say, okay, give me. All I would say is give him his time. But if before his time he does the thing where he falls on his own sword, then so be it. Because
I agree
Um,
with you. Because I
I,
agree. Initially, I was
I'm
initially
on the
sorry.
fence.
Initially, I was
I'm on the fence with him. That's
no.
before I was like, okay, you know what, give him time, back him. He's just getting. He doesn't have his players yet, and what's not, what's not. But look, I looked at the team. I'm like, no, okay, McTominay is good. Now a lot of people were injured, but
Hmm.
Johnny Van Der Beek hasn't been injured. He has been ready, game ready for a long time, right? But there was no rotation for Donny van der Beek. McTominay ends up playing 90 minutes. It was between Amrabat and Kobe Mainoo. Even before Mainoo came in and Ericsson went off injured, Donny van der Beek was okay. So
There,
what's the
okay.
point?
Drex, I'll tell you.
Bruno tends to play all game, every game. Now Bruno
And
decides to
in
take a
in
yellow.
its in its conference, it says, you know what, we are rotating. Last year it says we are rotating. This year it says, oh, I'm trying to get my first 11. Like, to me, it's not even sure of what it's doing. For me, a player doesn't just
I
drop
just
off
said
the
it now.
surface of the earth.
To me, I just said it now. He's not he doesn't
It's
know
not sure
his players
for
yet.
his players.
He
Yeah,
doesn't know
I
his
agree.
players. He doesn't know his players like we the fans know them. You can't be playing Bruno every day, week day in, day out, like
I guess
match day. And
Bruno won't
wait,
play
and you don't
Liverpool mostly.
no. You can't be playing Bruno every game, right? And don't expect him to put in a stinker.
I
I
agree
don't
with you. I agree.
expect
I agree with
fans
you.
to be at his on his back because he gave some stupid games away, right? Or you can't expect the likes of McTominay. Now I'm going to be saying defending the player. You can't expect the likes of McTominay to play games week in week out and don't and when we know they're not good enough and they are good, they are prone to giving you a stinker. You can't play them week in week out and expect something different.
I agree with you. I
Rotate
agree
the
with you.
team.
Let's quickly do Champions League so we can wrap up. It's almost getting to 1 hour in the stream.
Okay,
Okay.
so yeah, let's just quickly look at tomorrow's game. For some people, it's a done deal already. We're out of the Champions League. We're not making round of
Yeah.
16, but we're just
Yeah.
quickly going to maybe just quickly do our lineup and just give a prediction and see you. So, but while we do that, what do you think there's any hope for us tomorrow?
Based on the permutation and combination that we have to do, because I know I only
Mm.
do this for one team before now,
Mm-hmm.
and that used to be Nigeria in the World Cup. We think, okay, this person lose,
Yeah,
this
my
person lose, we go
national
win.
team. Yeah, every calculator,
That's
bring the
not it.
calculator.
Yeah,
It's calculator
calculator.
time. It's
What's
calculator
do the
time,
math?
baby.
Well,
Bring
it's
the
so funny right
calculator
now.
out and let's do the math.
We're doing it for United, and I know I once said, if you recall, I said Manchester United is being run like Nigerian government. I swear, I said it one time.
Nigerian Football Federation. Yeah.
Now we are doing it for Manchester United now. So if the only way we qualify to the next stage, I believe, if
Mm-hmm.
um Galatasaray
That's right.
and Copenhagen, right?
Mm-hmm.
They draw and we get a result
Yeah.
from Bayern Munich. Then that's a big statement. We get a result from Bayern Munich. That's a big statement, right? If any of those, if there's a win in that, if there's yeah, a win there, and we win, we go to the what they call the Europa, which to me is still fine because then we can make some what they call them. We can get some revenue from Europa. If we draw,
Yo, bro, let's just put it this way. No Europa. Please, no
no, we need
Europa.
money. We need money. We need money. We need money. We need money.
No,
We need
see,
money.
if you people when people say we need money, right? Then I look them with the eye of, are you a Glazer sympathizer? We don't need no
No, I'm
money.
no, I'm not. But I'm actually in. Like for example, Newcastle were thinking of how can they beat financial fair play. You know what they want to do now? They're looking to expand their stadium because we don't have. We
Okay.
have to be. We have debt. We have this. We have that. We have to be able to financial fair play.
Bro,
So we need
I don't
extra income.
if the I even want the club to go into administration so that the principalities of the club could leave. Like Joe Glazer, who is the principality of that club. Is the devil incarnate of himself in that club. I want him out of the club. So if anything to get him his pockets drained, but that's not gonna happen because we still have fans that love the football club to death, and I don't blame them. They love it's like asking an old guy that has been used to a habit to just drop it overnight. It's not gonna
I agree.
happen.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
So
I,
big up
I,
to
I
all
know
big up to all the
the
fans worldwide, the ones that are actually going in, the ones that are
to
actually
this.
taking a stand by not even going in, or not the ones that have turned in their season ticket and say no more, not a penny more. And so big up to you all, the ones that are actually still going in, even in this mess, still going, paying their hard-earned money to actually support the crap players we have. Big up to them the most, because I don't know how get my money, but I know how. It's just the love, man. Sometimes I say I wouldn't
Is
watch them
again? Is it
anymore.
is you know? I think it's the love. I will tell you. I'll tell you. One thing to be fair, like the Glazers already know that there's nothing that these fans can do. You know, like they know
But
you're
that's
already
that's the
invested in it. You know what? It
that's the
takes
beauty.
years.
That's the
It takes
that's the
years.
beauty of it. That's the beauty
Mm,
of that thought. They already think until I like it that way, because one day you can't keep they say one day, every day for the thief, one day for the owner,
for
right?
the owner, yeah.
You're gonna get, he's gonna get, the fans are gonna get to a point of like, you know what? They will get there, right? They would, whether we like it or not, fans are gonna get, if
Yeah,
things
and
continue this way.
the
If
fans will get there. The fans will get there if what called. But the thing is that right now, right? The You know how hard it will be hard though. The only way is basically through generations. But let's not go in depth. Let's just do this now because that one is a different topic
bro,
concern.
the fans will get there if this thing continues. Like, so and goal, who would you have?
Ingo, obvious is he Neuer keeping?
For us, you say no, yeah.
Okay, for okay, no, I thought you were doing a comment left was obviously it's Unana.
No, for you.
Okay,
I'd
Onana.
have loved buying there.
No, I think no, I haven't seen what Bayern can do. This is a big game, so I'll
I'd have
stick with
loved, I'd have
Onana. Okay.
um right center back, then Maguire or Varane.
Obviously, um, Maguire. As in, okay, what I'll prefer? Varane. What I don't know.
Maguire, right?
No, I say I'll prefer Varane, but I know Maguire will be the one to take that spot.
So left center back.
Um, that's a tough one because for me, I would have taken Varane right, Maguire left, then look Shaw on what they call on the left back. But it's yeah, I'll
Let's
take
see. So you would have said Maguire here, right?
Maguire, yeah, Maguire.
And
Varane
Varane.
here,
Varane.
yeah. Varane. Sorry, I'm destroying the name. Look Shaw.
Varane. Left back, sure.
Mhm.
In this team. Yo, this guy,
Right.
they should ship a lot of them out, man. Right back.
Um, Wamasaka. Aaron.
Yeah, on this side. Oh, we didn't even
Um,
look at what formation. Let me see. I know it's not a 4-4-2. It's a 4-1. No.
well,
What?
it's probably
Yeah.
would be like we can probably explain right. Most likely 4-1, 4-4-1-3.
Or 4-3-3.
No, I think it's sorry. It's four because he basically plays three midfield, but you know what? One midfield and two midfield up front. I don't know.
Yeah,
How even do that.
4-2-3-1. 4-2-3-1.
Yeah.
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 So who you put the right wing? Let me see.
Anthony obviously he did well.
Anthony.
Yeah.
Six
I'll
DM.
be I'll put Amabat and Kobe and Meno.
Maino. Oh man. I'm tired of seeing some players in this team. Yo, it's like we're not progressing, man.
Left,
Okay, left.
I'll put this one's a tough one, but
Who?
I'll go with Ganacho.
I would have gone.
I'm
I would
almost
have
thinking of Rashford, but I'll
gone
go
with
with
Rashford.
Ganacho.
I would have gone Rashford. Actually.
No, we know this one. We already know.
Obviously, he's gonna play Bruno.
Whether it's on wish or it will play. So we know this one.
Wants to get himself sacked. Yeah, obviously Hoyland.
Ireland, yeah. Because he's doing well in
Champions
the
League.
Champions League, guys. Yeah, so Ireland. To me, that's
Okay, not bad.
To me.
So
Why can
let's
this
see.
thing?
No, this
This
but
thing should be able
the
to deal with.
Varane and Maguire positioning. I think I'll switch it.
Varane is not good with his left though.
I have it like this. He would learn.
You'll learn.
I have it. Okay, let's switch it. Oh my goodness. Okay. All right. Okay.
Yeah, I think this is fair.
Yeah, we're good like this. Okay. If you think this is fair, okay.
Yeah,
all right.
fair, yeah.
So what's your score prediction before we wrap up the streams? What's your score prediction?
Oof. Score prediction. My God. Honestly, it's Bayern Munich lost 5-1 at the weekend. We lost 3-0. So it's both teams that basically they are wounded, right? So it's going to be a very tough one for me, though. I think we're playing at Old Trafford.
Yep.
Yeah, playing at Old Trafford. I would expect us to actually nick a result. I expect us to probably get it's be an open game for, I believe, a 3-2.
3
in favor of Manchester United. Yeah.
Okay. I might end up going. Let me see. I think I get. Ooh, it's a tough one, man. I don't know if we'll
it's a tough one. It's a tough one, yeah.
I don't think. Yeah, 3-2 looks like kind of, because we always seem to score. We scored 3 goals in the Champions League this season so far, so we might end up doing a 3 again, but I don't know. Maybe this time we might just be able to hold on to a 3-goal lead and see 3-2, 3-1, 3-2, 3-1. Okay. That's my take. Okay. All right, guys, we've come to the end of today's show. Please don't forget to like, don't forget to subscribe if you haven't. We're on a road to 30 subscribers. That will be, if you subscribe, that would do us a lot of good. Don't also you could check our EA videos. EAFC Tesh does that on a day, I think twice in a week. You can check it out. He has good stuff.
Yeah. Honestly, I'm far with the beg one, obviously, one reason. Last week we said we've got to get to 30 by Wednesday. Wednesday don't pass. Far now. 30. I beg.
All right, guys, you heard the man. He says, please, I beg, 30 subscribers by Friday. I know you can do it. Thank you so much. Thank you for the views. Thank you for the comments. It's a pleasure to actually have you guys listen and watch us. Don't forget to leave your comment in the comment section. Until we see you again, big up Tesh for pulling up in the studio today. Really appreciate you. Big up Tesh. So until I see you again, please do have a lovely day, and glory Man United. We hope for a win tomorrow. Peace. I'm out of here.